Let's talk about my worst book of 2025. I will also talk about my most disappointing books of 2025, and I'm gonna start with that. I only have 4 of them, no particular order, but I can tell you the most disappointing of them all at the end. The first disappointment was, I think also for a lot of people, was Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. It's the 3rd book in the Empyrean series. To me, this book, the ending of the 3rd book is exactly the same as the ending of the 2nd book, so you don't miss a lot. I was quite disappointed by everything. The characters, the storyline, some plot points. Will I continue in the series? Yes, but yeah, this one was a disappointment. But the thing is, when I read for the first time Iron... I forgot the name of the second one. Iron Flame. When I read Iron Flame for the first time, I really disliked it, but then to prepare myself to read Onyx Storm, I reread Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, and I had a much better experience reading Iron Flame for the 2nd time. So maybe that would be the case when I will reread Onyx Storm to prepare myself for the 4th book. I don't know the title, I don't know when it comes out, but when it comes out, I will probably reread the first 3 books, so we will see then. The second most disappointing books for me was Holy Wrath by Victoria Meir. I talked about this one in my 10 or 12 new romantasy new to material or something like that. One of the videos I did. And I was really excited about this one. It's a sapphic romantasy, and it's also a lot about religion. Not the religion existing in our world, but a religion in this book. But to me, the relationship felt very flat. I know one of the characters, like the most religious one, was pretty naive, but she was naive in almost every aspect of her life, and also in terms of relationships. And you can be like, you can have no experiences in life, but you can also not be naive about them. But yeah, I was quite disappointed. I didn't feel any connection between the 2 main characters, which is quite important in the romance. But yeah. The third disappointment was the last book I read in 2025, and it's Treachery of Swans by A.B. Poranek. To me, it's kind of the same reasons as with Holy Wrath. I just didn't like it. I know it's YA, so I can be too hard on it because I'm not the target audience. But I was expecting a lot more plot. Everything was too easy. Again, the relationship between the 2 main characters, especially because one of the characters is a swan for almost maybe more than half the book. But they still fall in love, even if she's a swan. And she's a swan because the other main character turned her into a swan. So yeah, the relationship was not at all believable. I didn't really enjoy also the storyline. So yeah, that was a disappointment. And the most disappointing book to me, which hurts my soul, is People Watching by Anna Bonham Young. I love her books. I have on my shelves Out on a Limb and the Out of the Woods, the other one that she came out with last year. But this one, actually I didn't finish it. I DNF'd this book. To me, it felt completely like it was not her writing, it was not her plot lines. What I love about her books is the fact that her characters are very human, and they have real emotions, they talk like everybody. It's not like romanticized, it's not like a fairy tale what she writes. It's contemporary, but I mean, everything feels real. But in this one, I didn't like the main female character. To me, she lacked a personality. I hated the guy. Not because he slept with a lot of people, but the way he talked about it and the way he perceived the character, the other main character. And also, I'm not the person for lessons and seductions. To me, it feels very, very pathetic. Very pathetic. Very pathetic. This word exists also in French, but it's pathetic. So yeah, that's why it's hard to pronounce it in a different way. But yeah, I was really, really, really disappointed by this book. I didn't finish it. Will I continue to read her books? Of course. But yeah, this one was a miss for me. And now for the worst books, the ones I completely hated. Some of them won't be a surprise for you if you watch some of my videos because I already talked about them. But the first book I hated in 2025 was The Game Changer. I know this author is not for me. I don't like the way she writes the characters and the dynamic between the two of them. And this one like solidified this feeling. And I think also in this one I was like, they don't deserve to be with each other, or they are so bad that they should be together. You know, that type of thing. It was like, they're so bad, so yeah, they can go together, but at the same time, they shouldn't be together. That was this book. Another one was The Wingman by Stephanie Archer. Again, love her books. I've read almost every book she's written. But this one was a very big miss for me. It's a Friends to Lovers. And again, I think it was also Lessons and Seductions, which is not my thing. I think in 2025, I realized that I really, really don't like this trope. So now I'm staying clear of it. But yeah, it's Friends to Lovers, Lessons and Seductions, and you were in both of their heads. And they were thinking the same things, but nobody was acting on what they were thinking and feeling. And it was very frustrating because I think it was more than 400 pages, I think. Yeah, no. And that's why I didn't read her newest book, like Loves Off, because I think it would have pissed me off also. One that won't be a surprise because I did a video about this book is A Language of Dragons. I don't remember the name of the author, but the cover is here. I did a reading vlog about this book. To me, it was very stupid. Like, the main female character was stupid, and also the type of narration. Like, there was not plot holes, but there was things that didn't make sense when you put them together. It's a series. The second one came out a few months ago, but of course, won't read the end of this series. No, thank you. Another one I did a video in my reading special editions is Our Infinite Fates by Laura Steven. And again, my thoughts will be much more clear in that video. But I didn't like this book. I didn't see the point of this book because it's like characters being reincarnated every time, and it always ends the same way, with one killing the other, and then they get reincarnated. But I was like, what is the point? Because it's also people compare this book to Adi LaRue, but to me it was completely different because Adi LaRue, she remembers everything, and there's a point or a reason why she lives so many timelines and she has a long life. But in Our Infinite Fates, I was like, what is the point of them meeting each other and killing each other and doing it all over again? I really didn't like this book. Then one book that made me realize that I should DNF this series, again, I talked a little bit about this one, is The Front Runner by Elsie Silver. I think this series is not for me. I read 3 out of 4 out of the 4 books, or 2 out of the 4, I don't remember. They are not for me. I don't like the characters, I don't like the narration, I don't like the plot points, I don't like anything about it. So I DNF'd this series, but I finished this book, but I really didn't like it. And another like rancher book I hated was Holding the Reins by Paisley Hope. It was my second time reading a book in this series, but again, I didn't like the characters. There were so many sex scenes also, for no reasons, and it was quite repetitive, and yeah, I hated this book. One book I didn't like, and I was really disappointed because I wanted to read the whole series, was A Lady of Darkness by Melissa Carey. To be honest, I hated Scarlett as the main female character, or as a character in general. She was like my most hated character in all of the books I read in 2025. To me, she was very arrogant, she was quite mean, and people are gonna say, oh yeah, it's an unlikable character. To me, there's a difference between an unlikable character or just a bad person or a bad character, and to me she was a bad person in form of a character. I really didn't like her, and the storyline couldn't change what I felt about her, and couldn't save what I felt about her. So yeah, hated this book. I have 3 books left to talk about, and the last one will be a surprise for nobody if you watch my videos. So I have Blackthorn by J.T. Geisinger. I talked about this one in my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 book challenge. Again, didn't see the point of this book. This book didn't know if it wanted to be like a contemporary romance, a paranormal romance, a fantasy, a magical realism, like religious, witchy, I don't know. And both characters were a horrible person. Again, it's the same as like, you deserve each other, but at the same time you don't deserve to have love in your life. That's how I feel about these 2 characters. So yeah, don't recommend this one at all. The second to last book is Don't Let Him In by Lisa Joule. To be honest, this book made me feel so miserable when I was reading it. Again, didn't see the point, because it's kind of like you see women being like prey to a narcissist guy or like a very bad person, but it's not a thriller, it's not a mystery. So for more than 300 pages, I don't remember the number of pages, but for a long time you just see them being abused, gaslighted, and you're like, what was the point? It made me feel so miserable reading this book. And I usually love Lisa Joule's book, but the last few of hers I didn't really like. But this one was the worst of every book she has ever written, I think. Hated. I really don't recommend it, besides the fact that I hated it, because I don't see the point, and you're just in a bad mindset when you read this book, so no. And the last book, surprise to nobody, because I did a video just talking about this book, and it's one of my most popular videos. I love being a hater and being popular because of that. And it's Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. I mean, what was the point of this book? Because it's like different timelines, and you get like from then now, and towards the end you're like, why did you talk about all your life just to give me a reason what you did, one action that hurt my life? It was very like a selfish tale to tell, and again, didn't see like the passion with the sapphic romance or any connection between any of the characters. So hated this book. And to be honest, I have a hard time when people say they love this book, because I'm like, where? Where? I don't see it at all. But yeah, that was my most hated book of 2025. So in total, I had like 14 books, 4 being disappointments and 10 being the worst book of the year. So I think that's okay, because I read 139 books, so it's like 10% of what I read was completely horrible, but the rest was either okay, good, or great. So I think that's good. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you will not read those books, but you do you. But yeah, that's the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!